Hi, today I'm going to give a demo of getting started with APImetrics. First thing is, we'll sign up. So here I'm just going to type in my email address. And specify a password. So the first thing we need to do is set up a project. I'm going to accept the default project name. You can see here we've got a project now, it's in a trial. Next we can invite people here, so I could invite my colleague David, and we could choose whether we make him an editor, an analyst, a viewer, or an owner of the project. I'm going to make him a viewer. And the last step here is to set up an API call. So the first things we need to know are the HTTP method, so we're going to do a post, and the URL. So this is our test service. I know there's an endpoint /post, and I'm calling this test post. And we click add. Now this has taken us to the into the project, into the full edit page. So you can see here it's warning us, so we normally need to have a body with a post, and that's quite correct. So far we've only got the URL, and by default we say we accept JSON, which is pretty normal. We don't want to bother with any authentication for this, but if I click on body and choose JSON, I can start typing in some JSON here. So I'm going to say test, and I'm going to say hello world. There's our JSON body, so I can save it, and the first thing we can do is just run it. And now you can see we've run it. We've made this post call. You can see here it's added in the user agent from our APImetrics agent, and we get the response. And you see it's a 200 OK, various headers, and this is the JSON response we got back. If we wanted to check this response, to make sure that the API is working correctly, we could check for various status codes, headers, response body. So just to prove this is working, I'm going to add response body. I'm going to say an assertion that JSON.test exists. So JSON.test exists. I could also say it equals to hello world, and say if it's not that, it will be an error. So I can save that, run it again to make sure it works, and I must have had a typo because I've got an error. I can check on more info. It says, yes, I do have a typo. I've added an extra W. So remove that, save it, run it again, and yes, we got a passing API call. So then this is all working. We've added a check. So the last thing we need to do is start monitoring, and we can just simply press the monitor button. If you don't need any checks, you could skip that and just go straight to click on monitor. And now we will be calling this API. By default this is every 5 minutes, and if I scroll down here you can see we got the default schedule. It's calling from our worldwide locations, so we pick at random one of these 80 different locations, and once every 5 minutes we pick one of these locations and make the API call. If we go back to the project home page, you can see here past 2 results, and we're building up stats here. So when we come back to this tomorrow, we'll see a full, hopefully green bar, and with quality score and high availability. And that's setting up and running with APImetrics. Thank you.